Hello everyone, and welcome back to some more StarCraft 2 action. Today, we are back at DreamHack. This time, however, Astrea playing Protoss in the top left, Olivera, bottom right, playing Terran. I almost said playing blue. That would have been correct, but also wouldn't have been the relevant information. But anyway, as we can see, 1 week into the year and I'm already behind schedule. Yeah, well, I got the StarCraft video out at least, and this one should come out on time as well, but, yeah, didn't get a chance to talk about Stormgate this week. And honestly, I should probably talk about Zero Space as well. I don't know if I want to rebrand the podcast or not to, like, the RTS cast. It just doesn't have the same ring to the name. But for the moment, we are playing StarCraft still. And Astrea, well, yeah, okay, so everyone's being boring for the odd minute. Olivera, he's going for double gas. Start, is this going to be one of those 2-Rex Reaper builds that I understand we've been seeing against Protoss a fair bit? Or is he in a hurry to get a factory out? Either way, he's not expanding, which is the relevant piece of information. Astrea, also not expanding. We have some fun times going. So Olivera getting the quick factory up. I'm going to guess he wants to reactor out some cyclones, which honestly I have no idea what that's going to be like. What sort of... Okay, yeah, Olivera has no idea what's going on. He's purely relying on the Reaper. Astrea also has no idea what's going on. Is going to rely purely on Oracle. I'm going with Oracle. I think that might be wrong. I think this is going to be... definitely going to be Void Race. This is going to chuck a couple of shield batteries down there and just start poking in and out here. However, I don't think that's going to be good against... Okay, this build could be very good. Hellion was not the unit I was expecting. Not going to lie. Well, this could be a problem. As at this point in time, Olivera has just walked into Astrea's base and seen a remarkable lack of anything. He's got an Adept and a Zealot annoying his Hellion and has seen nothing else. Manages to clean up, but he still doesn't have anything to shoot up besides a Widow Mine. Does he have... Oh, he spots the gateway. Finally. But, Two Marines are not going to cut it. We'll get the Cyclone instead of more Widow Mines, but that's only going to be of limited use, as Astrea's just being a pain in the ass here, really. I don't know what else to say about it. Not going to let the battery finish. We've got a second. And this is problematic. Now, the shield batteries aren't going to be much help. They're all going to be... Basically, they're going to die protecting themselves. Olivera managed to take down the Cyclone. Has not lost any hull damage yet. Yeah, that missile turret's not going to happen. SCVs are all dying, and yep, that'll do. Astrea sneaks that one in. We head to game 2. And game 2, as Olivera learning the very valuable lesson in game 1 of you're gonna need to shoot up at some point. Yeah, that's the simplest way to describe it, as a lot of players have been favoring that Hellion Reaper opening recently, and it turns out there are some things that are just not good against. Namely a proxy Stargate. The very, very standard build, the proxy Stargate. And Olivera not to be fooled twice. I think he's about to do the same thing. Thought maybe Astrea's going to do the same thing too. I know it's not the same game because Olivera was in the bottom right last time. He has not expanded yet. He's only getting one gas, so probably not. I think this is just a regular scout. That would be one hell of a move, though, to do the same build again. And yeah, he is actually going for a scout this time, which is you. And we'll just stop encouraging Protoss players to do this. It's just annoying. Regardless, expansion goes down for Astrea. Cannot say the same at this point. Yes. Olivera has learnt from last time and has elected to build a Marine. He wants some ability to shoot up. Now, of course, one Void Ray does beat one Marine. It does honestly kind of surprise me that the first one isn't a Reaper. However, I guess that would have to do with the absurdly fast factory, which has been spotted. Yeah, he just built the barracks, built the factory immediately. Probably only had enough gas for a Marine then at that point, I suppose. And on the other side, yeah, we got. Is it gonna be It's gonna be. So he wants to reactor out something. I'd imagine that's cyclones, right? That feels right. Yes, cyclones. So, probably gonna need a shield battery, aren't we? Definitely gonna need warp gate and small gateways. That we can absolutely say for sure. Mortals, I don't actually know if are good or not. I've not quite been able to work that out against cyclones. Cyclones are armored, so they deal a bunch of damage. The issue is that they don't always get to shoot. Of course, Australia's just throwing all of my expectations out the window. Now, no one has seen anything in particular, but I do believe that Astrea has seen enough. He saw the factory. He saw how quick it was. I think he's got a pretty good idea what's coming. So, probe spots that nothing's coming in via the corner of the map. The Marine will help? Question mark? Yeah, I'm definitely putting a question mark around that one. Yeah. Probe's coming off the line. And 4 Stalkers will be enough. Is he going? No, I don't think he will. Now the question is what sort of warp in are we going to have over here? It's okay, it's just 1 Stalker. And the bunker is going to be up with the siege tech behind. Okay. So, Cyclones may not make it home. Takes a tank shot. Just gonna walk in. Oh, I'm not sure that's the best move. He always feels like the correct move to jump on the tank, but you do find oftentimes that it actually isn't. So, now, this is a position that many a Terran player has found themselves in and found themselves very much not enjoying. That being the Stalkers sitting outside your natural, just being there. You know, we're here. Just so you're aware. Just making sure you're aware. Olivera is not building more tanks, which is a decision. Now, fortunately for him, Astrea does not seem to be building more Stalkers at this point in time. Merely contenting himself with getting another base and making Olivera feel a little bit uncomfortable. I'm guessing... And getting the robotics bay instead of Twilight Council here at this point. I'm sure that Twilight Council will be coming up soon. Pro players love their blink. And to be fair, they have the ability to use it as I stare lovingly into the corner of the map. Medevacs on their way. Stem finishing up. That'll probably be... it's probably not enough. Probably want a couple of medevacs before Olivera. Or will he just make the move to get outside of his base now? Salvage that bunker and move on with the economy. Meanwhile, on the other side, Forge, Twilight Council coming up, and Colossi. Getting the extended thermal lance, which is one of those things that does continue to be named. Now, Olivera getting good vision of this attack moving across the map. Looks like he is going to have his observer just shadow the Marines for now. Spotting pylon in the corner, just doesn't want to get dropped from that angle without knowing about it. Marine scouting on ahead. He'll do the old base scouting, my preferred method of scouting in Counter-Strike. It's always vital to know where the enemy is, so your teammates can do something about them. Now, what are you going to do from here, Olivera? He stims a few Marines to kill a pro. Okay, does he? Okay. He knew the pylon was going to be there. I'm not sure the stim was necessarily the best way of going about that. However, 4 Marauders and 3 Marines. We've got a Marauder-based army at the moment, which, to be fair, does tend to be pretty good against Protoss. Unless you've got some extremely high Zealot counts with charge. You really do need charge if you want to beat Marauders with Zealots, otherwise you just never get close. Something died over here. Was it the Observe? No. Probably just a probe. Setting up a tower or something. Oh. Yep, that Stalker has departed this green gold earth, I guess. It's not really green, is it? Both sides just sending in the odd sacrificial unit to scout. Olivera, definitely the one with the map control at the moment. However, Astrea has now got 3 bases set up reasonably comfortably. Sending out a warp prism as well, as we can see. And that has the potential. Looks like he will skirt around the watchtower. Probably safe to assume at this point that that's something that Olivera will be keeping an eye on. Trap takes his 4th. Olivera wants to say something about that, but currently doesn't quite have the forces to do so. And oh, he's going straight to Dark Templar. Okay then. Well, the missile turret set up at the 3rd. There is not one in the main. There is not one in the natural. These Vikings, well, that's just unfortunate. I'm gonna guess the Marine spotted it because that was a little bit too, he knew exactly where he was going. It's quite unfortunate he's sending this DT into the only base with a missile turret. Just back out for now. This is a problem for later. As at the 4th base of Olivera, there will be a shield battery. There are also 6 Vikings, which are very good at dealing with Colossi, believe it or not. Although the base will finish, and at this point in time, I don't think Astrea is going to have anything to deal with that force, and both sides are just standing around awkwardly on the ramp. The Vikings do clean up those Colossi. All the Zealots die. I'm not sure how... oh, this looks bad. You're gonna need the mother of... oh, yeah, no, okay. I think that's game, yes. Astrea agrees with me, and Olivera just wraps that one up very suddenly. Game 3 now on Oceanborn. Really love having ESL for that, having the map in the bottom left. Means I don't have to think for the first 2 minutes of the game. Neither do you, so some sort of segue about liking and subscribing, because honestly, if you've made it this far in, probably have enjoyed it, and I just realized I've had this mic here that's doing absolutely nothing for the first 2 games of this cast. I mostly use that for Discord, because sometimes if you have too many people too close, then let's just say I never got around to setting up proper settings for this mic. It's not really as close as I would like to have it. I'm hoping to change that in a couple of months when I'll be moving to my new place. So that'll no doubt be a period of time where I completely miss out on content, but hey, you'll get a new background, and I'm sure some of you will enjoy that. Astrea? There's something about Protosses that just annoy you. I think every Terran player can agree with me. Oh, he's gonna do this. Wait. Is he just attempting to slow this face down, or has he got further plans? Honestly, I'm surprised he's not turning around to try and put some damage on the... I guess he just wanted to spot if the first unit was a Marine or not. Then he had time. As refinery has gone down, the barracks has gone down. Astrea, you doing anything interesting? You're building an adept. It's something. Twilight Council on the way as well, more relevantly. So, gonna guess we're gonna see some early blink. It's not really any other reason why you go for it before a robo that I'm aware of. I don't think we're about to see a Dark Shrine rush. Don't get me wrong, that'd be wild, but I somehow doubt it. Bunch of Marines. I don't think anyone's surprised by literally anything we're seeing so far. Now, are you... Okay, yep. Do you have to make me look bad? I mean, I'm not mad. I'm just... I don't even know. Like, you say all these things, and then the players are just like, you know. Cyclone will very much annoy that adept. Annoy it to death, in fact, as there's going to be very little Astrea can do about it. And on the other side, is it Cloak? Is it going to be stealthy? It doesn't look like stealthy stealth. I don't know if I'm happy or sad about that. Attack Lab on the way. Yep, going to be seeing some stim. And going to see some Dark Templar. Now, how will these be split up is always a relevant question. Now, they are being split up, it's just the first point. There will be one scan currently available. Is Olivera saving scans? Didn't manage to spot it before it got into the base. However, there is currently nothing here. Ooh, hits the tank first. That's unfortunate. Rather than the SCVs. However, 7 SCVs is not nothing. Go second base up. It has a 15 worker lead. Okay. And forces the Raven out next. Yep, that I feel goes without saying. Now, where is that Banshee? It's being greeted by 4 Blink Stalkers. Ooh. Does manage to escape to the corner of the map, but I believe it's one shot from death. Yes, it is. So that's relatively easy to clean up next time. Missile turret goes down in the natural. If I'm not mistaken, that covers the ramp. Raven will cover the army as it moves across the map. And this is going to be a bit awkward to deal with. And I believe... Oh no, just combat shield. Ooh. Does a good job. Loses the Stalker, which is not ideal, but a lot of damage now on the Raven. As no scan. Okay, so there is one scan. There will be a second scan in just a moment. Ooh, but 2 tanks. That's not a fun army to deal with. That third base is just gone. There is nothing you can do about that. Does manage to sneak the probes out, which is good. Doesn't really cancel on that, which is probably not enormously relevant. Astrea, did you think he was going to go home? A bit confused about what your army was doing there. The auto turrets go down. Lots of Marines are dying, but the tanks are untouched. Stalker's cleaning up auto turrets, so they basically do their full job of tanking before they go down. Zealots will finish this off. Oh yes, it worked. And yeah. Good job filling your Marine there. Again, I guess that was splash damage. I definitely much prefer that trade for Olivera there, especially considering that the Nexus went down. That is quite enormous, and I don't even believe that counts the Nexus going down. He does still have this harassment pocket in the bottom left. And Olivera is not getting a third base, which on the one hand, you're like, oh, okay, I'm ahead. You know, he hasn't done anything. On the other hand, is he going to move out? Like, is he going to expand at any point? Like, or is he just about to make a massive push and crush me? And honestly, based on what I'm seeing, cleans out the Observer, which is very important. But yes, as I was saying, based on what I'm seeing, I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be the latter. I think this is going to be a very large push coming very soon. He'll get a couple of medevacs. He's got stim. He's got +1 attack. Combat shields, of course, he had for the previous testing push. Just sends a Marine across. Doing a little bit of scouting. Some Zealots going for a run by. Not seeing a base yet. And that could be enough. Or do we have Storm? Storm is about 40 seconds out. This Templar will have enough energy by that point in time. However, this attack, I do believe it's going to hit significantly before Storm finishes. There will only be one, I believe. Gets an anti-armor missile across absolutely everything. Storm's still a few seconds away. These Templar, huge spreads here from Astrea. Not all of those bloody Widow Mines are down yet. Immortal will go down. You have Storm Astrea. Good Storm there on all the Marauders. Will force Olivera to pick up. Picks off. Oh, that's a nasty place to have a bunch of Marines and Marauders. Storm doesn't quite end up hitting much of anything there. He's going to be able to blink back. We'll avoid losing too much more here. Although, I think a few more Stalkers than necessary really did die there. Oh, never mind. Third base. And those Stalkers just about managed to blink down, but the base goes down. Third base of Astrea does go down again. And there's another big push here coming, and I don't think the 4 Marauders, no Storm, and an Immortal. Sorry, 4 Stalkers. 5 Stalkers. Whatever. You get the point. There is not nearly enough. Those... As Olivera claims another one. We head to Alcyone for game 4 now. Olivera on match point. Astrea, top right. Has to win 2 straight games if he wants to finish this one off. Doesn't have to go for the reverse sweep, however, momentum is against him at this point. As we enter Alcyone, Look, let's just be real. Anyone who claims that they know how to pronounce this map doesn't. They're lying to you. They have no idea what they're doing. And me, I here at the Dragoona Gaming, whatever, channel name thing. Point is, I am honest with you when I say I have no idea how this is meant to be pronounced, and I'm gonna confidently pronounce what I say anyway. I should be a politician. I know everything I'm saying is wrong, but I'm gonna say it confidently. Regardless, Astrea, probe coming in at the perfect time to be a pain for the SCV. Be a pain for the SCV building the barracks. There we go. Disrupting your ladder experience. In the meantime, Olivera. Was that necessary, Astrea? You slowed it down for like 2 seconds. What did you gain by slowing down for 2 seconds? Noticing that the Marine, if that was a Marine, it would have been finished, if I'm not mistaken. So, knowing that there's a Reaper coming, decides that the other side of the map is, in fact, the best place for his probe. And I'm going to guess that that means the Stalker gets... what's it called? I'm good at words. Chrono boosted out. I swear, I have played Protoss before. It was the recall feature that I forget. It's the recall feature I forget always exists, not Chrono Boost. Chrono Boost is really good for like the first 3 minutes of the game and then never gets used again. Meanwhile, Astrea, deciding he really doesn't want hull damage on that pylon, will tell that Reaper to buzz off and do so again. As Olivera saying, basically playing a high-stakes game of this way or that. Trying to send the Stalker the wrong direction. And succeeding for some period of time. Well, return to the... Not to the watch... Now he checks the watchtower and then leaves the... Alright. Hide in the smoke, I guess. Smoke and mirrors. And we'll head back into the main, and there's a sentry. Doesn't manage to chuck a sentry over the cliff. I don't know if he can do that or not, but it would be hilarious if he could. The definitely real Phoenix will now head across to do some scouting. Matter of fact, how much of a look did Olivera get? He's in the Twilight Council. Probably betting that Astrea won't go for the Dark Templar again. And I do believe that going for Dark Templar would be by far the incorrect decision. But it's always good to know that his bases are covered. Meanwhile, Astrea goes, there are 2 barracks and a starport going up. Olivera, not being the biggest fan of 1-1-1 builds in this series, he has played 1 or 2. But for the most part, been playing 2-1-1s or 3-1-1. Basically, he likes to get his barracks up early. He is not looking to take this to 3 bases. He is not looking to expand. He is looking to go and punch Astrea in the face. And there's some sort of joke here about not being able to blame him because have you seen Astrea's face, but I don't want to be that mean today. Meanwhile, Olivera moving out just before Blink finishes. And a few Marines picked off. Gonna be very important for Astrea here. Just picking off a few Marines as this push comes across the map. Does lose his Stalker. That weakens his ability to kill these Marines as they come across the map. These Marines will have Stim when they get across the map this time, which is one of those things. Having Stim pack early on. 2 tanks make this really quite brutal to deal with. Does force the siege up, but it is close enough to be useful. Pylon goes down, which will force the shield battery to stay out. And siege tanks, I believe, are now moving into range of everything here. Shield battery goes down without doing anything at all. Astrea desperately trying to warp in some more units. He's not going to have charge when he goes for this. His Nexus is just going to go down. Has not managed to save that at all. And I don't think he's going to be able to very cost effectively deal with this either. Which is sometimes the consolation prize. Marines do all get taken down. And as does the tank. However, 4 Stalkers against 3 Mortars, 5 Marines is not terrible. It's always important to compare, you know, what both sides have. 2 Widow Mines. Well, he does have Blink Stalkers, so in some ways it's purely a matter of are you paying attention? And he will warp 2 Stalkers in. Doesn't manage to bait out the mines. It's 2 mines further back now. I think he just straight up can't do any pressure. And I'm not sure if he wants to leave these Stalkers here or not to try and do something on the way back out. And yeah. There's enough medevacs, there's enough Marauders that those Stalkers are going to do 9/10 of nothing. This Widow Mine drop, on the other hand, now that can do quite a bit. Is that completed third base? That is completed third base. Apologies. It should have been able to tell by the orbital command building. Now, I'm not entirely certain if this medevac has been spotted. A little bit of a shame he didn't drop the Widow Mine there. That could have been juicy. We'll boost in. 1 mine, 2 mine. 3 mine. 4 mine. Oh no, he hadn't realized that there was a 4th mine. 8 SCVs is pretty decent, and the 4th base is gone. That 4th base will not be defended. I don't see any way. But he's got... And that's a lot of dead probes. Got a lot of Zealots, but Widow Mines do tend to be pretty good against them. And Marines and Marauders will do quite well against them as well when you just send them in and out like that. You've gotta go in or not go in, Astrea. You're just giving time for those Widow Mines to finish back up, to refresh. Zealot does die before that Widow Mine manages to get off. It's spending time cleaning up the Widow Mines. I don't know if that's a good idea because there are just going to be more Widow Mines, more Marines and Marauders coming. And this third base looks like it's just going to go down. These Stalkers are going to die. And without this third base, I'm not sure that Astrea is going to be able to build enough to deal with this. And he agrees as he taps out, leaving that series go to Olivera. Thank you all for watching, everyone. It's been a interesting series to watch. Astrea really spinning the wheel of cheese there for a little bit at times. But regardless, it's been lovely to see you all. If you've enjoyed it, please spread it around. See if anyone else is interested in watching. And I will see you next time. Goodbye.